the main thing you want to remember, this is the way I teach, is with the rear hand, what you're thinking about is if they come in, like a ground fighter comes in to wrap you up. So he's just coming in with like a football tackle. This hand, you want to be immovable. And what happens is a lot of times when people, when Jontal, this hand is almost non-existent. So the front hand is occupying this space, but this is like a lazy hand. But what you'll see is if you get this hand good and stable, this is the hand that's really going to stop somebody when they come in to do a football tackle. Okay, so you just want this to stay perfectly still. So when they come in, you may have to even squat down a little bit, but now you're just bringing your Jontal, okay, your fighting hand position to where they are. So see if you can get a little bit like this. So I can go as low as he wants. I can go all the way down and take a knee even on the ground. Some people that are doing shoot fighting or grappling, you'll hear them a lot of times say, well, wherever you fight, I'm just going to shoot under it. Okay, well, all you have to do, okay, when they're shooting is lower down like this. Okay, so I can fight as low as he wants to. Okay, the main thing to remember is with Jontal, you're just occupying the center line, okay, and that neither hand is lazy. All elbow positions are fixed. Okay, so you don't have to be tense, but you don't want them to give in. Both hands are solid in place. Now, if I want them to give in, that's fine, but you don't want the hands to have a lazy feel, but you don't want to be tense either. So kind of an in-between. I think of it like a structural feel, okay? So that's the Jontal position. Now the fist, I'll show you how to make a fist here. This is really important because this is gonna be the structure of your fist when it runs into the target. And you know, a lot of times in Wing Chun practicing, we're punching air, we're punching candles, and we're punching pads. And that's not necessarily true of when you hit somebody like in the face or something like that. Really, you don't want to throw a punch unless you're going straight into the solar plexus or directly into the facial area. I've heard a couple people say punching into the shoulder to get them off balance. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but I would say the majority are going to be right here to the solar plexus, maybe to get them off balance, but in general it's going to be right here. Okay, but remember, you're going to be hitting somebody, you're going into the bone structure of their face, so the structure of your fist has got to be right. And one good thing with the Wing Chun punch, like I showed you, is to teach you the proper way to punch, just go down and do push-ups just like this. Okay, so while you're doing that push-up, you're keeping your elbows in, and it teaches you to rest your body weight on your hand position. And where you want to be resting, it's the character sun. The character sun is two boxes. There's the top box, and here's the bottom box right here. So that's the character for sun in Chinese. So you're going to want to punch with this box right here. The majority of it, you want it on this side. Obviously, you don't want the majority of the weight on the tips of your fingers. You want the majority of it, so right here. If you were going to take that punch, you'd take it just about like that. Boom! Okay, so when you hit the structure of the face, just remember, you want that fist to be perfect. And that's what you're thinking about every time you send this fist home. Okay, so we're occupying center line, okay? And generally, when you punch, you don't have to, but practicing punches, you start off with a Jontal, and you're just going to form a fist with both hands. Now, the way you go from the open palm, okay, you're going to bring your fingers to this point, and then this layer of skin right here, I roll it up just like a small roll of pennies. Okay, it's only going to be about that big, but you'll feel it roll up under your fingers. And my fist, even though it has a good structure, it's loose. You see, it's not lazy. Okay, but once I roll up that skin and I'm holding it like a small roll of pennies, it's loose, but it's structured. And the reason I don't want it tense is because I'm wasting energy. If you're waiting for somebody to get into a position, you're not tense, okay? You're loose, but you still have a structure, because somebody could attack you from behind, okay? And you still want that structure. You don't want it to collapse at any time, okay? So it's still kind of that in between. It's not lazy, but it's not tense either, okay? So once I bring the fist here, even during a punch, it's still not tense. The only time it's tense is about right here, okay? So it's the same thing with this hand. This totally, I shouldn't say totally relaxed. It's moderately relaxed, okay, until the moment that I throw the punch, so right here. And I know when I'm doing it right, because when I throw the punch, it sends a shock through my body. I can feel that I'm tensing at the right moment, because it's almost, I can feel the force pushing against the structure of my torso, okay, or my center line. So I know I'm doing it right because I can feel it. But you can see with each punch, I'm not tense until just before, right here. It's tense, and then it releases. So that's kind of like a slow motion. Tense, 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 okay? But what you'll notice is a lot of Wing Chun punchers, when they're punching, two things will happen. Either they're too tense throughout the whole movement, and you just see kind of this, there's no relaxation. They're wasting energy. It's kind of like an adrenaline overdose, right? Well, what you'll see on the opposite end of the spectrum is a lot of people will throw punches and there's not any tension. It's totally lazy. So a lot of people hit the pad sort of like a boxer is hitting one of the little things that go to the Rocky thing. So they're punching like this, and they can hit a pad, but look what they're throwing. It's like, if that was to hit your face, more than anything, it would just be annoying. So it's kind of like if you're gonna bring a gun to a gunfight, if you shoot that gun, you want that gun to be so loud that it's like intimidating. So even if you throw 3 or 4 punches and only one lands, you want every single punch to be a good one, because you don't know which one is gonna land, okay? So when you're throwing your punches, you can see it is gonna give me some energy here. It's taking me some calories to send these things out, but you can see, just like running or something, I can still be conversational. I'm not so tense that I'm just, you know, I can't focus. You still wanna be focused, okay? But you should be able to throw these, you know, maybe about 100 at a time, okay? Now, the model punch is from the Jiantao position of the hands. You want this to go straight out, and the hand on the underside